A Moravian tradition is returning to Salem Square for the holidays. After last year's drive-through event, visitors are welcomed back in person to see, hear, smell, and taste the magic of the Advent season. I'd like to welcome Kay Roberts now. She is the chair for this year's Candle Tea. Kay, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
So let's begin with the Candle Tea and the history behind this event. Tell me about that.
The history dates back to about 1929, so this will be the 92nd consecutive Candle Tea held by the Women's Fellowship of Home Moravian Church. We didn't want to discontinue it last year or this year just because of that old pandemic, so last year it was a drive-by. People stayed in their cars and drove through. This year, we were all set to go back into the Single Brothers house, but lo and behold, what happened to the race? So we decided to move to Salem Square. This time, we're going to be in the square. That means that people can get out of their cars, come through the square, and look and see and taste and even feel things that have to do with Moravians, Advent season, that wonderful time of the year right before Christmas. So we're ready. We're going to be selling some items that we haven't done in the past. Admission is free. I have some things here that you might see and you might buy. You could buy a candle, a love piece candle, or you could buy a little bitty baby handmade paper Moravian star. We'll also have speakers who are actually ancestors of some of the first, or their ancestors were here during the time that Salem was first founded. Names might look familiar to those of you who are from Winston-Salem, but they'll be telling you some stories about what goes on or what went on way back in the late 1700s when Salem was first becoming a little town.
And Kay, I wanted you to show us more of those Moravian stars, please, because I want you to share what the symbols, really signify. What does the Moravian star mean?
This is a little star that represents the millions of stars that the Moravians have made through the years. Originally, Moravians were from a lower section of Germany, now part of Czechoslovakia or the Czech Republic.
Okay.
So at one point, a teacher in one of the Moravian schools was having a geometry lesson, and he challenged the students to figure out a certain pattern. And lo and behold, they did. They made some little stars with their geometric designs. And so today, we now have these Moravian, or often called German stars too, because they first were developed in Moravia or Lower Germany. They represent that Christ is the light of the world. He comes to us with faith and hope and love. And so every time you see one of these stars, that will remind you that whoever shines it believes that there is hope and glory to God through Jesus Christ.
They really are beautiful. Kay, before we let you go, I want you to tell me some things that people can look forward to for this year's Candle Tea that are different than years past.
Again, we'll have people talking and telling their stories, telling the stories of Salem. That's something that couldn't have been done in the past with the traditional Candle Tea. Anybody who's been knows that it was in the Single Brothers house, and you had a time frame. You had to go from one place to another. This year, visitors will be able to stroll through, and there's no set pattern. You could go one direction, you could go another direction, and enjoy the Salem Puts. That's going to be one of the scenes that's normally in the sub-basement at the Single Brothers house. They're going to bring part of it out so people can really learn more about it. Like, for instance, did you know that the snow is now marble dust?
I did not know that.
That's because mice used to eat the flour that it was.
Kay, thank you so much for your time. That's all that we have for now, but I want to let folks know the Candle Tea is happening December 4th in Salem Square from noon to 4. If it rains, it'll be moved to December 11th, so keep that in mind. It is free, like you heard her mention, but Home Moravian Church will accept donations for the event. You can also buy small items there as well. More information at homemoravian.org.